Hello and welcome to Business 360. I'm Archana Solanki. Here are the headlines we're tracking this evening. Positive global cues take the Wall Street to record highs. Sensex gains over 1,400 points. Nifty gains nearly 500 points. All Nifty stocks and sectoral indices end in the green. Crude oil prices attempt to rebound from three-year lows. India's petroleum secretary says oil marketing companies will consider cutting fuel prices if oil prices remain low for a longer period.
I'm an entrepreneur who has built to last. I'm not going to sell out.
Biocon is not for sale, says founder and executive chairperson Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, adding she has built the business to last, but she also reveals the company is exploring equity investment opportunities to reduce debt. That's an exclusive. Paytm founder Jaishankar Sharma promises profitability in the near term and a compliance-first approach as the payments company aims to rebound. Paytm will also apply for a payment aggregator's license after government approval. Electric buses and commercial vehicles get a boost as government announces subsidies worth 10,900 crore rupees. Scheme will also cover two-wheelers and three-wheelers, but electric cars have been left out. Union Minister Kumaraswamy says electric cars only attract a 5% GST. Tamil Nadu government is likely to intervene as workers strike at a Samsung plant near Chennai enters the fourth day. State Labour Minister could meet Samsung executives to find a resolution. Workers are demanding higher wages and recognition of the union. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar says 75% of the disengagement problem with China has been sorted out, but also maintains that India's economic relationship with China remains very unfair and imbalanced. 18 people, including 6 United Nations staff, killed in an Israeli strike on a school in central Gaza. UN Secretary General says violation of humanitarian law must stop and calls the attack totally unacceptable. The relationship between India and the US has never been as good as it's today, says President of the US-India Business Council. The 49th edition of the India Idea Summit kicks off in New Delhi with top business leaders and policymakers in attendance. Right, positive global cues and a last-hour surge on the Wall Street helped the markets close at record highs. Nifty crossed 25,400 for the first time ever, while the Sensex surpassed 83,000 in intraday trade. Reliance, HDFC Bank and IT stocks batted for the bulls. All Nifty stocks ended with gains. The mid-cap index also hit new peaks to end over 1% higher. BSE companies gained a market capitalization of nearly 6 lakh crore rupees in today's session. Prashant Nair is here with the details. Prashant.
And just like that, it was new all-time highs for the market, for the Nifty, for the Sensex. I mean, what a day. Starting 2 o'clock, and by the way, till 2 o'clock you can write off and forget about what happened because not very much did happen. The market was up about 150, then it sold off, was sort of treading water with about 50 odd points, 60 odd points. But 2 o'clock, the market was at about 25,000, and I mean, it took off and never looked back after that. And we added after 2 p.m. about 400, 450 odd points on the Nifty, and of course a lot more on the Nifty Bank as well. So just an incredible last 1.5 hours is basically what you had. Both Nifty and Bank Nifty will come up on your screen. Nifty Bank, by the way, also almost getting to an important marker, the 61.8% retracement of the fall from the all-time highs. The Nifty Bank, by the way, has not seen new highs for a while. The Bank Nifty, that is. The Nifty has. So for the Bank Nifty as well, this is important repair that we saw today. Mid-cap and small-cap indices, nothing extraordinary, but they were up, but they were outperforming frontline indices earlier as well. Sectorally, the metals index was the big mover, 2.8, 2.9% gain there. Autos as a pack moved up, and you also had energy, which was looking strong. So large cap gainers, actually nearly all Nifty 50 stocks were up. No losers, Bharti, Hindalco, NTPC, Shriram Finance, Eicher, Mahindra & Mahindra and ONGC were the top day-on-day gainers as far as the Nifty is concerned. Broader markets, advances outnumbering declines. Keynes was a big mover. Kalyani, there was CG Power, which for months has been flat, but last 2 days has been moving. Engineers India Limited, we heard from the management earlier. Century Textiles, Zaggle continues to move higher. Shine, Prestige Estates, you had Fluorochem, Sirma, which is another EMS company, Campus Footwear, Yatharth Hospitals, Sundaram Finance and Gravita India. These were some of the outsized gainers today. Some pullbacks coming through in Honasa. Granules India, there was, of course, negative news flow from US FDA. Prism Johnson, big pullback after the big move yesterday. Raymond, and you had a RR Kabul, which saw some profit taking as well. But absolute flourish of a day, all-time highs on the Nifty and the Sensex. Back to you.
Right. Thank you, Prashant, for that. Crude oil prices are attempting to rebound from three-year lows. However, a gloomy demand outlook capped gains with prices hovering around the $70 per barrel mark. Meanwhile, Oil Secretary Pankaj Jain said that if oil prices remained low, oil marketing companies would consider cutting fuel prices.
अगर हमें थोड़ा सा ये विश्वास होने लगता है कि ये जो कमी है ये कुछ समय तक हम इसको देखें और हाँ इसको हमें भरोसा हो रहा है कि ये कमी रहेगी तो मुझे ज़रूर उम्मीद है कि ऑयल कंपनीज इस पर कुछ ना कुछ तवज्जो देकर अपना सही फैसला करेंगे। विंडफॉल टैक्स जिस तरह से उसका कैलकुलेशन होता है उसका एक मैकेनिज्म है और ये डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू की तरफ से हमारी जो इसमें चर्चा हुई है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू से वो चर्चा काफी समय से चल रही है और वो चर्चा भी आगे भी चलेगी।
Shares of Mamaearth's parent Honasa Consumer fell after 10.9% equity changed hands for 1,760 crore rupees. Sources tell CNBC TV 18 that PKXV partners Sequoia Capital, Redwood Trust and three other venture capitalists are likely to have sold their stake. The floor price was 8%, discount to Honasa's Wednesday closing price of 522 rupees. Paytm held its annual general meeting today and founder Jaishankar Sharma told shareholders that they were committed to delivering profitability soon. Sharma said that Paytm would focus on a compliance-first approach to grow the business and would concentrate on its core payments business and cross-selling financial services. He also added that the firm would soon apply for a payment aggregator license from the central bank. That's not all. Sharma said that they would cut down costs further with greater AI adoption.
Now we are talking compliance first business, a business that takes care of every regulation fully and in letter and in spirit. तो हमारा पेमेंट का बिजनेस मॉडल जिसमें हम अपने कस्टमर्स के साथ बात करते हैं कि वो एक हमें डिवाइस लें हमारी और उससे पेमेंट प्राप्त करें, उसका सब्सक्रिप्शन और जो पेमेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं उसकी कुछ फीस और यूपीआई जो आप जानते हैं जिसको कि भारत सरकार ने मर्चेंट्स के लिए फ्री कर रखा है, जिसका सारा का सारा कुछ एक इंसेंटिव एक तरीके से साल के एंड में हमें प्राप्त होता है, वो बिजनेस मॉडल एक बहुत ही रोबस्ट और स्केलेबल बिजनेस मॉडल है। परंतु अभी हम कोर पे फोकस रहेंगे, हम पेमेंट फोकस करेंगे और हम अपनी क्रॉस सेलिंग फाइनेंशियल सर्विस फोकस करेंगे। मेरा कमिटमेंट है ग्रोइंग कोर पेमेंट को रखने वाली कंपनी जो एक प्रॉफिटेबल, सस्टेनेबल, फ्री कैश जनरेटिंग कंपनी है वो बने और वो एक स्केलेबल कंपनी बने। ये हमारा कमिटमेंट है, ये हमारा उद्देश्य है।
Right, that was Jaishankar Sharma. Moving on, shares of Granules India plunged over 16% after the US Food and Drug Administration raised concerns over its Hyderabad facility. The US regulator flagged 6 violations, including not cleaning equipment at proper intervals and failure to review any unexplained discrepancy. Additionally, the US FDA also issued a warning letter to Zydus Life Sciences manufacturing facility in Gujarat. The letter primarily highlighted concerns related to cross-contamination and poor quality controls. On to a CNBC TV 18 exclusive. Biocon is not for sale. That's the word from the company's founder and executive chairperson Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. Speaking to Shireen Bhan, Shaw said that she has built the business to last. She added that the company is exploring equity investment opportunities to reduce debt.
You know, there's a lot of talk around the fact that you're out looking at raising funds at this point in time, perhaps in talks with private equity investors as well. Kiran, any truth to that?
Well, you know, we've always said that we would pay down debt. So obviously we are looking at, equity investments that could pay down debt as one of the, ways of paying down debt. We are looking at other options as well. So there is some truth to the fact that we are looking at equity investments for sure, but we are also looking at other options.
So let me address the equity options first before I address the other options. Are you close to being able to close something with a potential investor? Is it likely to be private equity? Is it likely to be another pharmaceutical vaccine manufacturer? Is Serum likely to pick up more stake, for instance?
I know there are rumors, doing the rounds. I will not be able to comment on any of those things, but I think it's important for me also to maintain confidentiality in terms of these investment opportunities. I think we have a very porous system which keeps sort of speculating, and I don't want to add to it.
No, I understand, but what is the debt reduction aspiration at this point in time? What is a realistic expectation that we should work with?
So, first and foremost, I think, as you would have seen from the last 2 quarters, we have comfortably serviced our debt. So it's not like it's a dire situation. I think as an entrepreneur, I have always wanted to be at a very low level of leveraging. And that's why I think we will look at paring down debt to a lower level. I would like to see how we can basically make this a very comfortable business where I don't have to keep kind of, worrying about, looking at our exposure in the future. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So I would say that I'm in a position today to say that we can comfortably service the debt, but I'm not the kind of person who feels comfortable at these levels, let's put it that way. So that's why I wanted to reduce further so that it sort of basically gives me a better sense of comfort. I'm an entrepreneur who has built to last. I'm not going to sell out. And I don't think you should pay any heed to such speculation.
Well, what is the succession plan at this point, Kiran, that you're working towards?
Well, I think I have a very professional team of people. I think we have a very strong board. I've also made sure that the board is composed of very strong independent directors. That's the way I would like the governance model to be. In terms of succession planning, I'm almost at a non-executive level, except in certain businesses where I play a strategic role. But most of the operational responsibilities are assumed by my management team. So I really don't think I need to really worry about that kind of succession at this point in time.
And you can catch the full interview with Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw at 5 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. right here on CNBC TV 18. The union government has extended the Ayushman Bharat scheme to cover all senior citizens aged 70 and above. They can now avail free health cover of up to 5 lakh rupees for a range of medical expenses, including ICU care, medical implants and hospital accommodation, among others. According to government estimates, an additional 6 crore people from 4.5 crore families will come under the scheme. The initial outlay for the provision is 3,437 crore rupees. The Union Cabinet yesterday approved the Prime Minister e-Drive scheme to provide subsidies on purchases of electric vehicles. However, the new scheme does not include subsidies for the purchase of private vehicles. The scheme, which will replace FAME 2, has an outlay of 10,900 crore rupees. That's not all. The government also approved the PM e-Bus Seva Payment Security Mechanism scheme to help roll out over 38,000 e-buses till 2029.
Passenger cars in this scheme actually we excluded. We are giving from the government the GST we reduced. The what GST is 5% for e-vehicle. Other ICE vehicle they are actually 28% plus cess also is there. For that actually total 48% is there for ICE vehicle. Even hybrid vehicle. Yes, PLI auto, they are getting the benefit already. Because of 5% GST is continuing, this electric vehicle actually this time excluded.
The central government filed a review petition against Supreme Court's order allowing states to collect royalty on extracted minerals. The order also allowed state governments to levy tax on mineral-bearing land. The centre has argued that the 9-judge order has several errors and could significantly impact PSUs financially. Remember, PSUs reportedly owe 70,000 crore rupees in arrears to mining-rich states like Jharkhand and Odisha. In court corner today, SpiceJet has moved to Supreme Court, challenging the Delhi High Court's order to ground 3 aircraft engine for defaulting on payments to lessors. The cash-strapped airline told the apex court an urgent hearing is needed as the order could impact operations. Remember, the Delhi High Court has mandated that SpiceJet must return the 3 engines on or before the 26th of September. The Supreme Court has allowed the Adani power-led consortium to continue to operate Coastal Energen's 1,200 megawatt power plant in Tuticorin. It set aside NCLAT's September 6th interim order, which put a hold on the consortium's 3,300 crore resolution plan and granted custody of the facility to the resolution professionals. The court observed that NCLAT's interim order had inconsistencies and asked the tribunal to hear the case for final disposal on September 18th. It also ordered the Adani Power Consortium to not sell or dispose of company assets. The government has defended the dissolution of the Standing Committee on Statistics with former Chief Statistician Pranab Sen as chair. Sources have told CNBC TV 18 that the government believes that the chairman of the National Statistical Commission is the right authority to head a new panel on statistics. Sapna Das is here with more.
First of all, the chairman of the National Statistical Commission, Professor Karandikar, is the one who is going to head or who is heading the new steering committee on statistics that has been constituted. And the government is very clear about its stance and defense of this whole order that has been brought out and the consequent decisions. Sources are indicating that it's the National Statistical Commission which is the right body, the right authority to oversee the NSSO survey results. Let's also keep in mind that the NSC is also the governing council for the NSSO. So there's a complete coordination, there's a complete sync here. Earlier, there were 2 parallel bodies, which is basically the National Statistical Commission and the Standing Committee on Statistics. So there was a fair amount of overlap and also, confusion in terms of the work lines. The government is trying to correct that error, and now the lines are very clearly demarcated, so to speak. Now, it's interesting to know that the members of the earlier panel, the Standing Committee on Statistics, the same members have the same members are part of the new Steering Committee on Statistics, except Dr. Pranab Sen. So, sources are indicating that the government didn't see any reason to continue with him as the chair for the new panel or to extend his term in some other form and fashion. So, this is what it is as of now. Officials have also clarified that the MOSPI or the NSC or the NSSO, they have nothing to do with the population census. That's a matter under the MHA, and it's actually done by the Registrar General. So, that also needs to be kept in mind.
Right. It's time for a short break, but coming up next, the Tamil Nadu government is likely to intervene as workers strike at a Samsung plant near Chennai. Enters the 4th day. State Labour Minister could meet Samsung executives to find a resolution. Details when we return. Welcome back. As the workers' strike at Samsung's plant near Chennai in Tamil Nadu enters its 4th day, the Tamil Nadu government is likely to intervene. The State Labour Minister could meet Samsung executives to find a resolution. Remember, the workers are demanding higher wages and recognition of their union. Jude Sanith is at the site and joins us with the latest. Jude, is a resolution in sight?
Well, a resolution may well be likely in sight, but it's a lot more complicated than just being a matter that involves black and white, simply because while the Tamil Nadu government is now keen on intervening in the matter, at least that's what our sources say, the fact is that the Labour Secretary has already gone on record to state that, it is in the interest of everybody should the government intervene and resolve issues between the union, of Samsung workers here in Sri Perumbudur and, of course, the management of Samsung's Sri Perumbudur unit. Remember, this comes, even as the workers of Samsung's Sri Perumbudur unit have been on strike for the 4th straight day. Sources say that meeting is likely to involve both top officials at Samsung and members of the unrecognized Samsung India Workers Union. The meeting, we're told, is likely to be held in Chennai and could see discussions between both the Tamil Nadu government, the executives at Samsung and the union. And this comes even as talks between the union and Samsung's top executives, or the management rather, has borne no fruit. Even as these developments are underway, the fact is, for a 4th straight day, striking Samsung workers did not turn up to work. The fact is that 1,500 out of 1,700 workers at Samsung continue to be on strike, demanding higher pay, shorter shift timings, and recognition of the as yet unrecognized Samsung India Workers Union affiliated to the CITU. Even as we bring you these reports, these workers continue to be on strike, and we're also being told that talks between the management and the workers at Samsung have not borne fruit as yet. So we've got to wait and watch to see whether the government's intervention now could see some headway in these strikes and whether it will come to a likely end. But the fact is, we're hearing from the union that these strikes are likely to go on at least until Friday.
Right, thank you, Jude, for that update. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has said that 75% of the disengagement problem with China has been sorted out. Speaking at an event in Geneva, the minister also maintained that India's economic relationship with China remains very unfair and imbalanced.
So we've been negotiating now for close to 4 years. And the first step of that is what we call disengagement, which is that their troops go back to their normal operating bases and our troops go back to our normal operating bases. And where required, we have an arrangement about patrolling, because both of us patrol regularly in that border, because, as I said, it's not a legally delineated border. Those negotiations are going on. We made some progress. I would say roughly, you can say about 75% of the disengagement problems are sorted out. We have long struggled with the trade issue. I've been ambassador in China, so I can tell you from my time there that we are talking, 15 years ago, that we feel that the economic relationship with China has been very unfair. It has been very imbalanced.
The Supreme Court will deliver its verdict tomorrow on Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea in the excise policy case. Kejriwal had challenged his arrest by the CBI in this case. The CBI had arrested Kejriwal in June when he was in judicial custody in a case filed by the Enforcement Directorate. ED first arrested him in March. The Maharashtra government has inaugurated a new bridge connecting the coastal road and the Bandra-Worli Sea Link. Now, northbound vehicles can directly access the Bandra-Worli Sea Link without having to exit at Worli interchange. According to reports, the opening of the bridge was delayed by a couple of months due to monsoons and technical delays. Veteran CPIM leader Sitaram Yechury passed away today at the age of 72. Yechury had been receiving treatment for a severe respiratory infection at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi. He succeeded Prakash Karath as the top CPIM leader in 2015. He has been a member of the Politburo since 1992. Yechury served as a Rajya Sabha member from 2005 to 2017. He was active as a student politician and was arrested during the emergency imposed by Indira Gandhi. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Business 360. News and updates continue right here on CNBC TV 18.